I'm Tim Holekamp. I'm from New Spring Farm. I live in Florida and I breed horses for eventing. I've been doing it for about 35 years. The reason we're talking here is because here in Lima, one of the horses for the United States team, whose name is Tsetserleg, is a horse that we bred and started at our farm. And his sire, Windfall, was successful in upper level eventing. The pedigree issue that brings it around to Anglo-Arab is simple. Windfall's grandsire, his sire's sire, was an Anglo-Arab of a very unusual type, a combination of a shaggy Arabian stallion named Lapis and a Kishper Felver mare, who is kind of a thoroughbred, who came from the main stud there as a gift. That horse, that Anglo-Arab's name was Burnus, B-U-R-N-U-S, and he was accepted into the Trakehner breed many years ago, 40 years ago, after a lot of fighting over the issue of this Kishper Felver, was that okay for them or not. Turns out it was very okay, because Burnus appears in the pedigree of almost every international level sport horse in the breed. Not every, but close. And his characteristics are prepotent. They show up 3 generations down here in Lima in this horse. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm talking about appearance in some part. The face and so on is known to be what's called a Habischt face. Habischt was Burnus's famous son, who was a 4-star eventer, and as was Burnus, incidentally. Rainer Klimke rode Burnus at Burley in his youth. So what does all that add up to in terms of eventing and what we have here? I can tell it with a simple story. When Boyd Martin took this horse, I said, I'm not sure there's enough blood for upper level eventing. He may not be able to run for 12 minutes over 45 fixed jumps. Boyd said, wait and see. Boyd told me this morning that this horse, Tsetserleg, could run Rolex twice and run Kentucky twice. He's that sound. He made the time this spring at Kentucky and came in with the fastest recovering heart rate and tied for the fastest recovering breathing rate of all the horses that completed in Kentucky. Where does that come from? It definitely comes from the Anglo-Arab. The Arab side, which was shaggy Arabian, was a stallion named Lapis who fought in World War II under a battalion commander in the Wehrmacht on the Eastern Front and marched home 1,000 kilometers in the dead of winter after the fall of Stalingrad, brought his owner home safe and sound on no food. Literally, they ate thatch off the roofs. Well, what about rideability? That has to be there too. It's hard to say where that comes from. There's only in my stallion Windfall's pedigree, only one grandparent has any Trakehner blood. I'd like to put the rideability there, but I'm not so sure about that. The rest of it, his dam was all thoroughbred, was a steeplechaser. Not necessarily a highly rideable horse, but rideable. The fact is that there's something about Anglo-Arabs, and once you make a relationship with them, it sticks. You can ask Boyd right now today what he thinks about that, and he'll agree, because it's happening for this horse. We find Anglo-Arab blood to bring more than just raw athleticism. True endurance, I mean, not racehorse endurance, real endurance comes from a side different often from American thoroughbreds. And this line, this Anglo-Arab blood in Windfall seems to have it. We'll find out. There's some others. I should mention that Windfall's other son is the reserve champion eventing horse in the United States right now. That would be Van Diver, who will be at Burley this fall and should impress. That's Doug Payne's mount.